Welcome, everybody, to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is The Legend of Korra. We are finally here. Mm-hmm. We are finally ready to experience the sequel to Avatar: Last Airbender. Mm-hmm. I've obviously already seen this many times, but it's been a long time, about as long as it was for Avatar, like years and years at this point. But I'm very excited for you to see it. I think you're going to like it a lot.
I hope so.
What are your expectations?
I don't know. We talked about that in our podcast, though, which you can check out if you haven't seen before.
Yes, indeed. Check out the podcast if you like to hear our detailed thoughts on Avatar and heading into Legend of Korra. Other than that, I think we should just jump right into it. We hope you leave a like and subscribe. Check out Uncuts on Patreon. You can get 2 weeks ahead of Uncut reactions, 1 week ahead of edited Korra reactions, as well as One Piece and all the other things that we're doing, exclusive stuff over there. Go check that out. We hope you enjoy most of all, though. Let's go.
Doesn't hit the same.
Different order, or was it?
The story of how he and his friends heroically ended the 100-Year War. Benders and non-benders from all over the world could live and thrive together in peace.
Whoa.
The cycle of the Avatar began anew.
Welcome to
Air.
Republic City. Book 1 Air.
White Lotus has honored my family by coming. Thank you.
White Lotus, back at it.
Welcome.
We have investigated many claims, both here and in the northern tribe. Be false.
They're trying to look around to see who the next
Then you should be
Avatar
happy
is.
to know your search has come to an end. Korra, please come in here.
Avatar, deal with it!
Well, she's making a good point. Whoa.
She's strong.
She lacks restraint.
So epic. She's so badass.
I don't know what the story is going to be about. Seems she's done. She's mastered everything. She's so good.
Why all the doom and gloom? 3 elements down, 1 to go.
Ever since you were a little girl, you've excelled at the physical side of bending, but completely ignored the spiritual side. Avatar must master both.
Just doesn't come as easy to me. But that's why I should start training with Tenzin immediately.
Do you believe she's ready, Master Katara?
Yes.
Singing the show, same hair, rocking the same hairstyle for like
Very well,
whatever,
Korra.
70 years.
It's time for you to begin your airbending training.
Yes! Finally! I mean, thank you all for believing in me. Naga, you should have seen it. I kicked some
What a good guy.
I passed.
It's like
Girl.
a bear,
Tenzin will be here in a few
polar
days.
bear dog.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Just taking Naga out for a stroll. Don't worry, we're not going far.
Right.
Naga, go, 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 go!
Such a nice dog bear. Or is it a bear dog?
Polar bear dog.
Are we there yet? I know this is very familiar. Are we here yet? Are we here yet?
Yes. Hello, Mother. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. Please, help me.
Unhand me, strange woman!
That's your grandmother, Mila.
Strange woman.
Gran, I've been reading all about your old adventure. What happened to Zuko's mom?
Well, Denora, it's an incredible tale.
Gran, oh, why is it so cold in the South Pole? Can we make a campfire and all huddle around it? Wouldn't that be fun? Huh? Wouldn't it?
Emma, let me help you.
I'm not helpless, I'm just pregnant.
The baby's strong. I see another airbender in your future.
Oh, one child with a nice non-bender doesn't blast
Just a
into my
nice
face in
normal
5 seconds.
kid.
Daddy, look! I'm a spellbender!
Were Tenzin and his siblings this crazy when they were kids?
Aya and Boomy certainly were, but Tenzin has always been serious.
Mother, please. Korra? So big and strong. You've grown into quite the young Avatar.
I can't wait to get started.
Yes, well,
You're going to have to tell her sooner or later.
We're only visiting for the night. Then I have to return to Republic City.
You're supposed to move here.
Can't
You're
you
supposed
move
to
there?
teach me.
I'm sorry, Korra.
That's not good.
No.
So why are you making me wait?
I have a responsibility to Republic City. Situation there is very unstable right now.
But you also have a responsibility to teach me.
I wish there were another way.
Wait, there is. I'll go back to Republic City with you. It's perfect.
Absolutely not. The city is far too dangerous. Aang tasked us with keeping you safe for
Did you
elements.
see what Avatar Aang was doing?
When he was much younger.
Not the right time for you to come to the city.
Whatever.
Goodbye, Gran.
Oogie, you get
Oogie.
How'd they get more of him?
I don't know. Sad Appa's gone though. Probably. Anyway.
I'm choosing to. Well, I don't know if it's more sad if Appa would still be alive without Aang, or less sad. I don't know. I love that.
Naga.
Nice night for an escape, isn't it?
I have to find my own path as the Avatar.
Aang's time has passed. My brother and many of my friends are gone.
It's so
Time for
sad.
you and your generation to take on the responsibility of keeping peace. And I think you're going to be a great Avatar. Goodbye, Korra.
Mom, Dad, I'll miss you. We love you so much.
Whoa.
Car.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world.
Yeah.
Naga, we're here.
Oh boy.
Thanks for the ride.
Wow.
Airships.
Just casually around.
Crazy bridge.
Look at this place.
And skyscrapers.
Automobiles.
I do like the style of the cars. That's cool. Whoa.
You didn't hear, but they called them.
That's where Tenzin lives. You
The
ready
cars
for
are
a
called
little Glenville?
Sato-mobiles.
Wow.
Watch it, Naga! Look out!
Oh,
Sorry about that. Jesus! Come
new
on,
Avatar rolls into town, just kills like 20 people in car accidents.
Mmm.
Wow.
Naga, wait. We'll take one of everything, please.
That'll be 20 yuan.
Don't have any money?
Then what good are you to me?
I bet we can find a place to rustle up something to eat.
Good luck. Oh.
Whoa.
Like Central Park.
We're gonna be like, these are a protected species of fish, actually.
Think I can get one of them tasty smelling fishies?
Live in that bush?
Yes, presently that is what I do call home. Took me
Look
a
how
while
he
to
keeps the
procure a bush
straw
that
while he's eating the fish.
Quite popular with all the vagabonds.
So there are a lot of you out here?
You got a lot to learn, newcomer. Welcome to Republic City.
Hey, you! Stop! You can't fish here!
You best skedaddle.
Are you tired of living under the tyranny of benders?
What are you talking about? Bending is the coolest thing in the world.
Oh yeah? You're a bender.
Yeah, I am.
Then I bet you just love to knock me off this platform with some water bending.
Seriously thinking about it.
Benders like this girl only use their power to oppress us!
What? You're oppressing yourself!
That didn't even make sense.
Doesn't hear the moat at all. Arrives in the city. You're not being oppressed!
I'm really cool.
How do I get to Air Temple Island?
Just head down this street. You should get moving, young lady. It isn't safe.
Please tell me that you have my money, or else I can't guarantee I can protect your fine establishment.
Take one of my photographs.
How dare you?
Give me the money, or else...
Or else what, hoodlum?
Oh boy.
Since you're obviously fresh off the boat, let me explain a couple things. You're in triple threat triad territory.
Triple threat triad.
3 bending styles.
You're the
Triple
only
threat.
ones who are gonna need a hospital.
Who do you think you are?
Why don't you come and find out?
I like how he draws the water. Oh, like a gun.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, the animation is so good this season.
Did she just bend?
Nice try.
She firebend too.
Could she be?
Well, now you've wrecked these people's clock shop.
Got an idea about who I am now?
Yeah, and you just ruined these people's livelihood.
You're not getting away.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's Attack on Titan over here.
Metal benders.
They have like their own like little kind of specialty.
I caught the bad guys for you.
Damn.
You're under arrest too.
Why? You like all the metal benders?
That's cool.
Those are the bad guys over there.
You smashed up a lot more than that.
Wait, you can't arrest me.
You can explain yourself all you like down at headquarters.
Oh. No, be careful.
The music this season is so good too. Although I'm gonna miss the.
Yeah. These guys are crazy. This place is so crazy. Whoa. Uh-oh. No!
Getting relocated.
Yeah. You just have to just sit there like flying through the air.
Multiple counts of destruction of private and city property, not to mention evading arrest.
There were some thugs threatening a helpless shopkeeper, and I
Panicked. You should have called the police and stayed out of the way.
I've never heard of the police
sit
before.
by and do nothing. I'm the Avatar.
Oh, I am well aware of who you are, and your avatar title might impress some people, not me.
All right, and I want to talk to whoever's in charge.
You're talking
It's
to
me.
I'm Chief Beifong.
Beifong? Lin Beifong? Your Toph's daughter.
What of it?
Why are you treating me like a criminal? Avatar Aang and your mother were friends.
That's ancient history. And it's got diddly squat to do with the mess you're in right now. Can't just waltz in here
No
and don't
sympathy.
have vigilante justice like you own the place.
Councilman Tenzin is here.
Let him in.
Lin, you are looking radiant as you...
Cut the garbage, Tenzin. Why is the
Cut the
Avatar in
garbage.
Public City?
My relocation has been delayed. We'll be heading back to the South Pole immediately, where she will stay put.
I feel like this guy doesn't understand how absolutely terrible it would be if he died before he could teach her airbending. Because as far as
There's just those,
has been
his
told to us,
kids.
it's him and his children. And his children are too young to, like Aang had mastered airbending by the time he was 11. And he was the Avatar. And and far ahead of his peers. So like his 5-year-old kids are not going to be in any, like, you know what I mean? Like there's only so much that they can even
and
possibly know.
Yeah, he learned from a master. If and his kids, you know, maybe they're good, but they aren't probably.
They wouldn't be enough to teach Korra.
Yeah.
Enough, and then it could just get lost forever. And we've seen all the bad things that can happen if something crazy goes down and the Avatar doesn't know all their elements,
Yeah.
So this guy, not a fan.
Tenzin?
I mean,
You're not a fan of
I'm
Tenzin?
sure he has his reasons, but he's just being a little bit potentially short-sighted. Maybe I'm sure he can figure out a compromise of getting her here and slowly teaching her while still doing whatever he thinks he's doing.
Get her out of my city.
Always a pleasure, Lin. Let's go, Korra.
Platypus
Look
bear.
at that.
Please, don't send me back home. Katara agreed with me that I should come. Said my destiny is in Republic City.
Don't bring my mother into this.
Look, being cooped up and hidden away from the world isn't helping me become a better Avatar. I saw a lot of the city today, and it's totally out of whack. Republic City does need you, but it needs me too.
Is this your polar bear dog, miss?
Good Naga. Air Temple Island. A
Very
fifth
cool.
air temple.
Are you coming to live with us on the island?
No, I'm sorry, Iki. I have to go home now.
It's not nice.
Wait. I have done my best to guide Republic City towards the dream my father had for it, fallen out of balance since he passed. I thought I should put off your training in order to uphold his legacy, but you are his legacy. You may stay and train airbending here with me. Republic City needs
This is
its
a wise
avatar once
decision.
again.
Yes. The White Lotus guys are like, all right, never mind, I guess. Had to take a boat 2 hours out here.
Picking up all of them at once.
Yeah, she's really strong.
Oh.
She's got a press conference.
I'm Korra.
Yo, guys, I'm in the
Your
city.
new avatar. Were you trying to send a message to the Triads yesterday?
Will you be fighting crime or the anti-bending revolution?
Yes, I am definitely here to stay, but honestly, I don't exactly have a plan yet. See, I'm still in training, but Avatar Aang meant for this city to be the center of peace. I believe we can make his dream a reality. I look forward to serving you. So happy to be here. Thank you, Republic City.
Amon, how do you want to handle this?
So, the Avatar has arrived early. Looks like we'll have to accelerate our plans.
Uh-oh. The plans are being accelerated.
I feel so accelerated right now.
Totally different vibe. Well, I'll have to wait and see whether I like it.
Such a classic song.
It's nice. It's very, like, calming.
Alrighty, what'd you think of the first episode of Korra?
Man, that was, like, not what I was expecting. With that it's so modern, you know? Mm-hmm. They did do the thing, like we were talking about before, of, you know, all the different type of stuff, like living together and everything. Which is, like, we were saying that all the benders, like, all the different nations would be more, you know, blended together.
Yes.
And so I do like that, but I had no idea that it would be, you know, this advanced. But I guess that's what that's what happens when you have all these different people coming together, like I was saying, and you take different styles of bending and different ways of life and put them together, and you know, create new innovations and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense, but it's just crazy to see. And, you know, they have cars and they had like steam powered ships before, and they had airships. So like a car isn't that out of the realm, but it's just very shocking.
Yeah. It's a big time jump.
And everyone's using them, you know?
Yeah, time jump of like 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, so I mean, it makes sense the timeline wise. Like, they were pretty well into the start of the Industrial Revolution with all the airships and all the technology that they were having, and we saw the progression of that over the course of the series. But it was all still very much like bending powered.
Yeah.
And then we started to see more. Like, I mean, actually, at the start there was the ships, and the ships were like running on coal.
Yeah.
Like the Fire Navy ships and stuff like that, or wood or whatever, charcoal. But yeah, so the progression, it makes sense when you really think about it, and it's about it's not like, oh, it's because sometimes I feel like it could come across as feeling like, oh, you know, they wanted to show a big change, and you know, maybe there are other series that do a similar thing, but it feels like it's too short of a time, but they want to show like progression in the series, but it doesn't. But if you think about it and relate it to real life, like, it's not realistic that people would make such a big time jump in such a short period of time. But it's just a good way to frame a time skip. But in this, I feel like it does it both ways, where it makes sense. Like, it does the thing where the technology shows the passage of time and shows the evolution of society, and shows that, you know, all the things that Aang did, you know, in his life, and we see the future that he built and stuff. But he it also doesn't come across as like outlandish or like ridiculous that it progressed this far this fast, you know?
Yeah. I liked when she was just a little kid, and they're just like, how can you be for certain that she's the Avatar? Just busts out every bending style right away.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, she's just so good. Very, very different than like most avatars. You know, she's like, "Oh, I'm the avatar. You gotta deal." Most avatars are told they're the avatar when they're like 16. But she advances very quick. She's clearly very, very talented as a bender. Probably like maybe even more than Aang. Like Aang was very talented in airbending, but he didn't know he was a fire, earth, water bender.
He didn't just implicitly have the instincts.
Yeah.
To try that as an infant.
Yeah, it's clearly an explosive way to like start off the show and so that it's different from Aang, but it also, again, it's one of those things where like there's a writing reason or like a presentation reason as to why they do that, but it really makes it's clearly forming a character. It's informing the story. It makes sense in the world. That she just, you know, that's her thing, is she's really talented, but there's also a drawback, which is to her bending, like her advancement in bending.
Oh, she's not in touch with her spiritual side.
Yeah, and so she can't really, we haven't seen her air bend yet. Yeah. So there you go. It's a very interesting, very like opposite of Aang type thing.
Yeah, and I do like that they let you know in the first episode that we're kind of skipping over most of the like, because a lot of Avatar was like Aang learning each of the different elements. So now it's like she's mastered 3 out of 4 elements within the first episode. And she's learning about air, but I think that, you know, her journey with learning air is also going to be a journey of her learning more about like being the Avatar and the like spiritual side, and, you know, learning about the new city. And you know what I mean? Like it's not just going to be like, oh, this cool airbending move, you know?
Yeah.
It's you know, and clearly there's a lot she doesn't know about this city and the way things are kind of, you know, going here.
Yeah. Just ready for a fight.
The metal benders were really cool.
Yes.
I like that a lot. I like that they're headed up by Toph's daughter as well.
Yeah. And
That's
did you
pretty
catch
cool.
outside right here?
Toph.
Yeah. You see her hair. Yeah, so very interesting that, you know, metal bending has come so far as well, but it was such like a crazy innovation.
I really like the decision to make it this amount of time that like most people are dead, but they're still relevant and not like we did talk in the podcast a little bit about Boruto and how it was like, why are we focusing on these new like just cutouts of the same guys that are still sitting 2 feet away from us?
Yeah.
You know? So I like this, that, you know, Aang obviously has a heavy presence in the city. He made this city, but obviously he's dead because Korra exists.
Yeah.
But Katara is still alive.
Yeah.
And but she's old, and you know, then there's Katara and Aang's children and grandchildren, and we have Toph's daughter, and you know what I mean, like they're lingering around. There's statues of them, and you know, there's everyone knows about them. They're like, oh, we heard a story about like you and Avatar Aang and doing this and that, and it's like,
what happened to Zuko's mom?
Yeah, they're super relevant still, but it is. It's not like, oh, I wish we could just watch their day-to-day life instead of this other person that I don't care about as much. It's like they influence the world, and now it genuinely feels like now it is time to focus on Korra rather than like, oh, I wish we were still focusing on them because they're cooler. You know?
A lot of people, like there's a faction of people that feel differently, and I don't know if it's a big faction. I think most people agree with like how you put it. It's like, yeah, the time difference, it makes it so there's not that temptation to constantly be trying to relive the past with these characters that are still around and still like have troubles, because I think that's the thing with Naruto and Sasuke and Boruto, where it's like they are still having character arcs. So then it's like, it's not like Katara here where she's just like, she's very clearly very settled as an old woman and is living a different kind of life now and not an adventurer, and she's not going on adventures like that. So, you know, when like Naruto is Hokage and he's like facing all these troubles, it's like, it feels like why isn't the show just about him being Hokage at this point? You know, but it removes that temptation from writers, you know, because if you're so immersed in this world, it can feel like, oh, it would be so cool if we just did this with the main guy from the previous thing, like it would be so easy. But removing that temptation, it leaves it's like closing the door permanently for all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I appreciate
except
that.
Outside of like little potential moments or, information and stuff like that. Like there's clearly references, obviously, with Toph.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's still very much like their presence is in the story. Yeah. But it's not, it's not like, why not just have a story about them? And yeah, I like this, this sort of idea of, like the new Avatar being so ingrained with the family of Aang, like, right, because it's this weird, it would probably be really weird for them, like especially Katara, who knew Aang his whole life when he was even younger than Korra, and it's just like, you know that it's a different person, but it's also literally the reincarnation of your dead husband, or like in this guy's case, your dead father. Yeah. But it's not, but like there is that piece of Aang within her, you know what I mean? It's like it's a very,
it's like a bittersweet,
yeah. It's a really interesting thing to kind of have to be confronted with and have to deal with, because back in the day previously, I'm not sure, that it would be very common for the new Avatar to have to train one-on-one with the previous Avatar's family.
It seems like no, judging by Roku's journey and everything, maybe, we didn't know a lot about the families of the previous Avatars or what their kind of deal was, but it seemed like, the nations were a little bit more separate, so the Avatar didn't have the White Lotus around as it is now. Maybe it was around, there's like a secret order of people who were like moving things from behind the shadows. That's what it seemed like when Iroh was moving around. It wasn't like out in the open, like, guards and an army and a compound and, agents that are like basically serving the Avatar in a way, or like this like secrets, this like out in the open society. So maybe the White Lotus guided things here and there, but like the nations were separate places, and it was very different. It's even also, the Earth Kingdom was like segmented. Like there's King Bumi, which is there's the Earth King, and then there's King Bumi. It's like there's different places.
It's also interesting because obviously previously the Avatar would travel from place to place, and he would be, or like he or she or whatever would be the thing that brought them all together. Yeah. Not necessarily like that close together, but in spirit, all the cultures, that he went to all of them. But in this, because everything is so much more, like everyone's all kind of mixed together, they came to Korra. And I feel like that kind of robbed her of the experience
of the Avatar journey,
of actually having to go and learn about these things. So I wonder, if she trains with this guy, if she's gonna end up traveling to all of the nations anyway, because it just seems like something that you should do if you're the Avatar. It's fine enough to learn all the bendings, but it's like they were saying her spiritual side is lacking, and that if someone comes to your house and teaches you French, then
that's not the same as going to France.
That's not the same as going and living in Paris. And
the point is for the Avatar to not only know how to fight in all these styles or know about their stories, it's to be immersed in their culture and go and learn from people and connect everything, and then return maybe, like Roku, like go on this big journey around the world, then return to the Fire Nation and have the wisdom and experience and experience with other places to know that the Fire Nation taking over the world is not the best thing. It makes you more objective, it makes you more empathetic and understanding. That's the point of the Avatar journey. So it is like robbing Korra, you're right, robbing her of that. But I also feel like it's that setup is maybe more relatable to people in the modern day, because as we see in Republic City, it's a lot more modern, and this like homogenization or these culture struggles, like there's this almost like a race war of going on, or like with the civil rights stuff going on with the non-bender stuff. And I feel like all this stuff is more relatable to modern people, because we don't, there's not really like I feel like what Korra in her not being able to go on an Avatar journey and going instead to like Republic City, it's like there's all these cultures meeting in one place, and there's not like this adventure, there's not like this at least yet, there's not like, she doesn't have like, and with the White Lotus sort of like giving everything to her, it's like you're learning everything from a textbook, you're not learning it by going out into the world and experiencing the world. And I feel like a lot of people in modern day can kind of relate to that, where we have all this sort of all the information's coming to us, so we don't have to go and find it type thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think some people maybe relate to Korra a little bit more in that way. But yeah, and what I always appreciated about the introduction and the setup of this is just how different it is than Aang's story, and I think that was their main goal. That was probably their main thing, is they wanted to make her different than Aang. They didn't want the same thing again. And obviously I appreciate the upgrade in art style and animation and widescreen and yeah, like the animation in this first season I think is like it's sort of in terms of consistency across the whole season. I think the first season is as far as I remember, like really, really high quality. Not that the rest of them aren't, but I remember that the season 1 has like excellent animation throughout its whole run. But yeah, there's a lot of things to really love about it. It's interesting also starting the story again in the South Pole. So then it again is like a juxtaposition with Aang's thing, where he started his in the South Pole and then went out into the world, but that's where things change. So it's very familiar. We see Katara, we're in the South Pole, we see Tenzin and his family and Sky Bison, and then we go off into the world type thing. It's different, but it doesn't feel so different that it's like completely alien. Yeah. Even with all of the different advancements in technology and everything, just the way that people act, the way that everybody's drawn, something about the show just feels like, even this conversation with like the homeless guy, he's like it feels very Avatar, you know, in just the way that they're talking and the way that the interaction is going. Even if it feels so much more modern and different, it still has that sort of soul to it. And that's what I think is the fear going into something like this. So it's really, I was personally really happy when I saw it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it does catch you really off guard, but I'm excited to see where it goes. And I like that they like very clearly established that like this is like a new thing, you know, like I feel like they balanced it really well between like keeping elements of the original show and elements of those characters, and you know, creating something really fresh and letting you know this is not going to be the same thing. Very good.
Excellent. You excited? Leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.